Ladies and gentlemen, this is Slugfest Wizard, here again, giving you guys my MMA news update and my predictions for UFC 132, Dominick Cruz versus Uriah Faber 2. First up, Nate Marquardt is released by the UFC, following the, he failed his pre-fight drug screening, and there are no specifics yet as to why he was not able to make it, but I'm surprised that the Athletic Commission didn't just cut him for 30 days. He's now cut entirely from the UFC, and Rick Story will be facing Chris Brenneman tonight, and the main event will be Chet Congo versus Pat Barry. Good luck, Pat Barry. That's all I can say about that. Now, moving on to bigger fish. I'm going to make this kind of short and sweet, or I'm going to try to, you know, how things go sometimes with these predictions. Okay, you know, I once heard on the podcast that sometimes the UFC matchmakers do main events that they do title fights where the contender may not necessarily have earned the title shot, but the UFC needs to do what makes sense at a certain time. And at first, this fight didn't make a whole lot of sense. You know, Uriah Faber came to the UFC at 128, looked decent with a win over Eddie Wineland by unanimous decision, but already now he's got a title shot against Dominick Cruz. But, you know, it makes sense, given the circumstance, and given that Uriah Faber has a lot of fans, he has a lot of star power, and maybe the UFC is trying to see if he can get a belt. But this is just, I think, let me see. His bantamweight. Yeah, he's had just 2 fights in the bantamweight division, and he submitted Takeya Mizugaki, and then defeated Eddie Wineland by decision. Alright, let's talk about Dominick Cruz. Dominick Cruz right now is the only one of the current UFC champs to not have fought in the UFC yet. After his victory over Scott Jorgensen at WC 53, he was promoted the new and first UFC bantamweight champion, and overall holds a record of 17-1, that one loss coming only to Uriah Faber. So there's got to be revenge on his mind next Saturday night. That loss was on March 24th, 2007 at WEC 26. The fight only lasted 1 minute and 38 seconds, in which he got caught in a guillotine choke. But since then, Dominick Cruz has been tearing it up and been beating people one way or another and finding a way to win. But what is he all about? Dominick Cruz is not the type of fighter to go out there and look for the knockout. He doesn't hit to knock you out or seriously hurt you or to look for some type of fancy submission. He goes in there to win points over you and to outwork you. He shuffles in, tags you with shots, with weird, kind of unorthodox shots. He keeps his hands low and his chin up high. He shuffles in, hits you, then shuffles back out using, you know, upper body movement and really nice footwork, and doesn't manage to get hit himself. I saw his fight with Scott Jorgensen, which did go all 5 rounds, and Scott Jorgensen, more often than not, was found it very tough to land a punch on him. So he's a tough guy to hit, and that's what he's all about. He does that. He's got great conditioning, really nice footwork, as I said, good head kicks, but and really good takedowns from across the cage that he is somehow able to land. Let me see. Yeah. See if I can find anything else on him. He's fighting out of San Diego, California. He's with Alliance MMA and Team Lloyd Irvin. He's been active since 2005. And Uriah Faber, a longtime poster boy of the WEC, let's see, got a record of 25-4. His last loss was to Jose Aldo, and he's got 2 losses to Mike Brown and a loss to Tyson Griffin. So what do I think is going to happen in this fight? Let's see. Uriah Faber is the better wrestler, and he is probably the more powerful fighter, but I'm still going with Dominick Cruz to win this. I still think he's going to. Dominick Cruz is a different fighter last time. I see Cruz keeping this fight on its feet, moving a lot, stuffing all the takedowns from Uriah Faber. Faber, by the way, had a tough time taking down Eddie Wanderlie in his last fight, and I see him having that problem here. And I see Dominick Cruz putting strikes together, combinations, and sticking and moving, and just doing that to Uriah Faber, confusing him, and not taking enough damage en route to winning a 5-round unanimous decision. Although I do hope he finishes it. So good luck, Cruz. I'm picking you to win. Next fight. Wanderlie Silva versus Chris Leben. This is a tough one. Wanderlie Silva has not fought in about 16 months. Now his last win was over Michael Bisping. And as for Wanderlie, a fighter of the legendary stature, he's got, many knockout wins. The Axe Murderer, Pride Champion, all that stuff. 33-10-1. His last loss was to Rich Franklin, which feels like ages ago. He also got knocked out by Quentin Rampage Jackson. I don't really need to tell you guys who Wanderlie Silva is. And for Chris Leben, yeah, the crazy guy with the tough chin, the strong left hand, and lots of heart. He displayed that recently. Chris Leben started to reinvent his career with finishing wins over Aaron Simpson and Yoshihiro Akiyama. A big surprise, that one. Triangle choked him. I think Chris Leben is the better pick in this fight, but what the hell, I'm going to go with Wanderlie Silva to beat him by unanimous decision or by TKO round 2. Even though I'm looking forward to this card, there's probably going to be a lot of decisions on it, so that's how it goes. Wanderlie Silva is also coming off knee surgery, so I don't feel 100% confident in picking him, but I hope he gets it done. So that's how it goes. Next fight, Tito Ortiz versus Ryan Bader. Tito Ortiz will more than likely be cut after this. I don't want to spend more time on this fight than I really need to. Ryan Bader, NCAA Division I wrestling champion, or wrestler from Tempe, Arizona. He's also got some boxing too. Ryan Bader's only loss is at the hands of the current UFC light heavyweight champion John Jones. Tito Ortiz has not gotten a win since defeating an over-the-hill Ken Shamrock back in 2006. So Bader will take this either by round 3 TKO or unanimous decision. A very dominant unanimous decision. And then Tito Ortiz will likely be given his walking papers after that. There we go. Alright, and next fight, one that I'm really looking forward to, Carlos Condit versus Dong Hyun Kim. Damn. Dong Hyun Kim, undefeated in his in his MMA career as a whole, 14-0-1 with 1 no contest, and it's coming off a pretty good victory over Nate Diaz, a fight in which I picked him to lose, but he's got great judo, fine control, and for Carlos Condit, it really surprised me too, in a fight in which I did not pick him either. He knocked out Dan Hardy in 1 round with a couple punches back in October of 2010. And he also beat Roy McDonald, Jake Ellenberger, Martin Kampman. No, he didn't beat Martin Kampman. That was a decision's loss in his favor. But he's also beaten Brock Larson and Tatsuhori Takana. Carlos Condit has been facing better, higher up competition and is likely the better striker and has better jiu-jitsu than Dong Hyun Kim. I want to pick Carlos Condit by decision or by TKO early round 3 or just straight up knockout. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kim is able to eke out a decision too, just because of his background in judo.